We've reached the end, and I want to finish by telling you what you've actually done. Research by the FINRA Investor Education Foundation found that people who have heard about a scam beforehand are roughly 80% less likely to fall for it. Not because they became suspicious people, because they recognize the pattern. You've now heard about 100 of them. That number is the reason this book exists. It's also the reason the criminals in these pages would rather you hadn't read it. Now, let me tell you what they think they're calling. Somewhere there's a list with your name on it, bought, traded, compiled from a breach or a marketing database, and attached to that name are some assumptions, because these operations run on assumptions, refined over thousands of calls. They assume you'll be flustered by authority, so they'll claim to be from the government. They assume you'll be frightened for family, so they'll put a crying voice on the phone. They assume you'll be too polite to hang up, so they'll keep talking. They assume you won't know that gift cards are a tell, so they'll ask for them plainly. They assume you'll be too embarrassed to tell anyone, so they'll be able to come back. And they assume you'll be lonely enough to keep answering, so they'll invest months. Here's what you should understand about that list. Every assumption on it is now wrong about you. Because here's what you actually have now. You have the clock you'll call back. You have the callback rule, never a number they provided. You have the payment pause. Why does it have to be this way? You have the 2-week rule, never met, never money. And you have the beat, 60 seconds that no scam survives. And you have 100 patterns in your head, the delivery text, the cloned voice, the safe account, the wrong number, the platform where the numbers go up, the man at the door with the free inspection, the prize that's still processing. None of that makes you paranoid. And notice what this book has never once asked of you. It never asked you to stop helping your grandchildren, stop giving to charity, stop trusting your family, stop answering your phone, or stop being kind to strangers. Every single reflex in here is designed to let you stay exactly the generous person you've always been, while making you useless to the people who study that generosity for a living. Now, some of you are listening to this having lost money, perhaps a great deal of it, so let me say this as plainly as I can. Being scammed is not a character flaw. It is a crime, committed by professionals against sharp people every single day. It happens to doctors and engineers and accountants and retired police officers. It happens because criminals attack emotion under time pressure. And that's human wiring, not a personal defect. What was taken from you was taken by force of skill and deception, the way a burglar takes things, and nobody tells a burglary victim they should have known better. If that's you, report it, tell someone, forgive yourself, and know that the chapters you've just heard make the next attempt very likely to fail. That's not nothing. That may be the most valuable thing in this book. Now the last thing. You bought this book, or someone who loves you did, and you read it, all 100 entries, or the ones that mattered to you. That was an afternoon, or a week, of your life, spent learning to recognize the tactics of people who do this professionally. So the next time your phone rings, and a voice tells you something frightening that must be handled immediately, something's going to happen that they don't expect. You're going to hear it, not the story, the shape. The urgency, the unusual payment, the number they gave you, the stranger who arrived by accident. And some part of you is going to think, I've read about this. That's the whole thing. That's what 80% looks like from the inside. They're calling a version of you that no longer exists. Let them find out. Here's what I'd hold on to. The reframe more than any individual tactic, because tactics change and new scams appear every year. but the underlying shape doesn't. Urgency, isolation, secrecy, and an unusual way to pay, those four never go away. Whatever new story gets wrapped around them. And I'd carry the last line as the real takeaway. They've built a business on a version of me that's frightened, rushed, alone, and too embarrassed to tell anyone. Every chapter in this book was about not being that person, pausing instead of rushing, calling someone instead of keeping it quiet, having a rule instead of making a judgment while my heart pounds. I don't need to be suspicious of the world to be safe in it. I just need to be slower than a criminal needs me to be, and willing to say out loud that something felt strange. That's it, that's the whole defense, and it's already yours. So there's no practice scenario this time, just a promise about the next one. At some point, next month, next year, a call or a message will arrive that's designed to make your chest tighten. And in the middle of it, before you've worked anything out, you'll notice something familiar about the shape of it. The rush, the payment, the number, the story that needs you to act now. You'll say, "I need a moment, I'll call you back." And you'll hang up, and that will be the end of it. You are not the person they think you are.